Hi Libra, welcome to my channel. This is going to be your love spread from October 1st to October 31st. I'd like to express my appreciation to everybody for their patience. I know that I didn't get all the readings out last month. There was a death in the family, had to be home, and then when I got back, I had my own full-time job here that I had to catch up on, so it's been some time before I've been able to get on top of all this, but I truly appreciate everybody's prayers and patience, so thank you so much for those of you who have reached out, and the rest of you, thank you for just being patient in general, and thank you for being here. So I've got the spread out here. If this reading doesn't resonate with you, please be sure and check your moon and rising sign, and then you can also check your Venus sign and the other person's Mars sign that can give you a little bit more insight into the situation. I should be getting the rest of these readings up today, trying to work real hard to do it. And then if you'd like a personal reading, I'll leave the information below. The readings are about 5 to 7 days out right now, but then I also have express readings available, and you can always shoot me an email too if it ends up being a situation that is a little unique or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into what I've got here, and then I've got the deck already shuffled to clarify, and we'll go through and see what's up for you. So the first card that I have for you, Libra, is the Page of Pentacles. And in this position here for me, it definitely represents for a lot of you, there is a goal in mind, like a new long-term goal that's at its beginning stages for a lot of you, but it's starting to see a lot of it may be financial. It could have to do with work. It definitely has to do with long-term stability, but there's a new long-term like vision or kind of a new idea or goal of where you want to go. The Page of Pentacles is a long-term planner. It's a very practical day-to-day type of energy, but it's also a day-to-day type of energy that is leading to an end goal. There is a direction in mind. There is this idea of that's where I want to be, and so that's where I need to start going. This could be you, or you could be dealing with an earth sign, but it's definitely long-term thinking. This page is the most mature of the pages, and even though still very young and immature type of energy, it is energy that recognizes the long-term importance of the situation. So I feel like there is long-term importance in the relationship that either yourself or the other party is thinking of at this point. The page also can represent like a new business venture or a new work environment for some of you. It could also be a new idea of how to make money, or a new venture on how to make money. But since it's in this position for a love reading, I do feel like somebody is in this beginning stages of thinking of things long term. It may be you or the other person, but I feel like it's kind of this like, oh yeah, I guess I do need to kind of think about my future. Kind of that kind of like, oh yeah, it might be a good idea for me to think about that. And then this individual, this page energy, makes up their mind on where the end goal is going to be, or what it is that they want in the long term. It could be sorting through what somebody wants in the long term too. And then the next card that I have for you is the Two of Pentacles. A lot of the time, the readers will pick this up as a juggling two people type of an energy. For some of you, that could be the case. It could be that you're juggling trying to make a decision between two people in regards to a relationship. It could be that there's an earth sign involved who's perhaps trying to make a decision between two people, or trying to juggle two people, maybe even trying to keep two people rather than make a decision. They may just be trying to juggle between two people. But I also feel like, though, in this position, since it's next to this Page of Pentacles, somebody could be in a position where they really have to juggle things and balance things to keep on this long-term path. It could be financially, too. There's a lot of juggling between the relationship and work, or the relationship and money. It could be trying to keep things in balance. This card does indicate the juggling, the Two of Pentacles does indicate that there may be an issue with finances, and that's holding something up. Finances could be a problem for maybe the other person as far as a long-term relationship. Like it could be for some people, or for you, or for yourself. It could be that the financial situation has to be sorted out before they feel like they can advance in the relationship at all. So that could be part of it too. It could be somebody feeling like, wait a second, I'm not ready for this long-term kind of a thing right now because I need to get things in order. Then I might be able to be ready later, but it's not in order yet. So there is kind of that energy too. Is this like, if it's not on solid ground on the financial side, it's kind of like this person can't see past that. That takes over. And so you could be dealing with a Capricorn too, but I feel like a lot of this, it could be you, or it could be an earth sign who's in this situation, but I feel like it's kind of, it's like 1 minute they might think, okay, we're going to be okay, we can just go ahead and move forward with the relationship, and then on the flip side of that, it's like, whoa, wait, I didn't know this bill was due, I didn't know that bill is due, and they get kind of overwhelmed, and so that could be what the juggling is. For some of you, there may have been a situation financially that has been tough lately, and that's something that you feel like you need to get on top of too. And when I say financial, yes, it could have to do with money, but I also feel like this has to do for some of you, not necessarily with money, but with the stability of the relationship. So if there's a lot of hot and cold that's been going on, it's kind of like, nah, I don't want that anymore. I'm not going to deal with this hot and cold thing. I'm either going in this direction or I'm not going. You're either able to handle us or you're not able to handle us. That could be that kind of energy too. Because the next card that I have for you is the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is definitely somebody distancing themselves from a tough situation or taking a temporary like time out to get away from some stresses. It can also indicate, though, for you, especially Libra, the Six of Swords can indicate somebody like you may have been taking way too much responsibility for things that were not your responsibility in this relationship. Perhaps you felt like you needed to juggle things for both of you, and that's you recognizing that you can't maintain that. That's not what you want in the long term. So you could be distancing yourself, or even not necessarily leaving the relationship, but this could be you just stopping that behavior, just catching yourself and being like, okay, I might feel inclined to take responsibility for this, but it's not really my responsibility. Some of you may be literally moving away from the relationship, though, or it could be the other party moving away from the relationship as well. This is an energy that up here, it is pretty temporary energy. I don't feel like this is like a definite breakup, but I do feel like there is some distance that's created at this time, probably toward this, you know, the second week of October or whatever. There is going to be kind of this step back type of energy, like, whoa, maybe I need to think this through a little bit with that Six of Swords there. It is a card or an energy of moving from stormy waters toward calmer waters. So it's kind of like rebuilding. It could be that some of you have been through a pretty tough time lately, and so you use that energy to be able for both of you to distance yourselves from the tough times and allow some fun to trickle back in. And the reason that I say that is because the next card that we have is the Fool card. It's directly under this Page of Pentacles. So what I love about the Fool is because it is such an innocent type of energy. Now it can be naive. It can be. It can represent, this could mean that there's a Pisces perhaps involved in your situation as well. The Fool card definitely represents Pisces to me, or Sagittarius. So I feel like that could be, for some of you, that could be who you're dealing with on the other side of this relationship. But I feel like there's a playfulness or an element of innocence that returns. And what I love about this Fool is I very rarely from this Fool get foolish behavior or any kind of like reckless behavior. I really feel like it's just a highly trusting type of energy. It could be that you guys, like I said, move away from some intensity and bring some playfulness back into the relationship. But this Fool also has really, they know where they're going. They just don't know how they're going to get there or what they're going to encounter on the way. So it's kind of that trusting energy that I have the tools to handle whatever comes my way, so I'm just gonna go with it. We'll trust it. We'll take this leap of faith and move forward. Now, for some of you, again, because it's under this Page of Pentacles, it could have to do literally with a new business venture or taking on something new, completely new. But recognizing that there's long-term potential in it, because this is a very excited type, let's go on this adventure type of energy. So for a lot of you, there's that. And it could be that the other person embodies this energy too. And a lot of the time, Libra, that could balance out quite a bit of the heaviness for you, because I know that there's a lot of time where it just becomes a little bit crushing to you, the amount of heaviness that can happen in relationships, because you are so balanced in a lot of your approach. Seeing things in very clear terms is something that Libras are very, very good at. But not everybody operates that way. So it could be that some of this innocence or let's just see where it goes type of energy comes in and can reinvigorate you as well. It could be you or the other person, but I do feel like this may be the other person there who's able to bring that playfulness out of you. Some of you may literally be moving out of a relationship and taking this leap of faith toward a new relationship too. That definitely could be happening. Or it's taking this leap of faith toward being single because you recognize that you're not getting what it is that you deserve out of the relationship. So it could be you or the other person, but I feel like this is a definite, like, something is going to be new or renewing. Either there's going to be a lot of fun and playfulness that's been missing, or there's this trustingness or leap of faith into perhaps an uncomfortable situation where you recognize that this is going to be better for you in the long run. Don't really know how I'm going to get there. Like that's kind of that Fool energy is like, I know I'm going to get there. Just don't really know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to get there. The next card that we have here is the Four of Swords. And that's why I indicate that it may be this other person who's able to bring this lightness of energy to you, because this Four of Swords is definitely, it's like a forced rest. It's like a forced chill out. It could be an injury, but it's also like this mental overload starts coming on. You really recognize that you need to relax and chill out or take some time before you have a complete breakdown. And it's right under this Two of Pentacles, which is why I feel like it has to do with needing to rebalance things, because you could be so off kilter. You could have been giving so much that it's got you so out of it that you're really at the point where it can be mentally wearing. And that's what this Four of Swords is indicating, that there really needs to be relaxation, a chill, sit down, bring that stress down. And it could be forced. It could come forced to either you or the other person. If it's something that you are not willingly paying attention to, then you may be in a position of illness and with this season too, that makes perfect sense. A lot of y'all could be ending up not feeling very good at all because you have to stay in bed and can't move, which, let's be real, you'd rather like voluntarily rest than be forced to rest a lot of the time. Now, some of you that might not be true. Some of you might actually want to be forced to rest, but I don't want to make any judgment calls on that. I just feel like this is a warning there though to watch your mental stress level, because it may end up that you have to relax, you have to chill. And right under that Two of Pentacles, I think it has a lot to do with balance. It could be stressing about it could be straight up just stress about money too. And if it's straight up stress about money, again, it's this relaxation, this time that you need to be able to recompartmentalize how to restructure your finances so that y'all can stay on top of it. So that could be what it is too. But it's right after this Fool card, so it's indicating that there is this, like, you already have awareness that something needs to be a little bit more lighthearted. There needs to be a little bit more faith into it. And so it could be you just taking a step back to figure out, okay, what can I cut out? What stresses can I take away from myself? And what stresses do I have to handle? And that could be what you're doing too. And then the last card that I have for you is you. I have the Justice, which is, this is you. This is you at your best. I mean, there's nothing about this card that doesn't speak to all of Libra's strength. So I feel like toward the end of October, there's so much like oomph and strength behind you. You know exactly where you're going. And for a lot of you, there is, because the Justice card is one who sees through the entire situation. She wants to get your story, she wants to get their story, and she wants to make a decision based on the information that's available to her. She wants you to take responsibility for your actions and where the relationship is in your position. She wants the other party to take responsibility for their actions and where things are in their world based on their behavior. So this is very much one of an accountability, but because it's coming out in your reading, at the end of your reading in the upright, I really feel like this is you getting things to shift in your favor. If things have been unbalanced, because it's directly under the Six of Swords, which indicates that you may be taking on way too much responsibility or way too much of the burden of the relationship. With the Justice card directly under that, it's definitely indicating to me that that's positive momentum going your direction. Like, that effort is going to be rewarded. That recognition is going to be there. You will reap what you sow. That's what Justice really is all about too. It's reaping what you sow. It's getting what you deserve out of the relationship or out of the situation based on what you've put into it. So if it's not to say to go overboard and put everything into it and completely imbalance yourself, but it is this recognition that comes where perhaps if somebody's not giving you the credit that you deserve, or you're not getting the appreciation perhaps for what you do, that will come to light. This will start to move into your favor. I do definitely feel like this is you in your element at this point. It's almost like she can see through everybody too. So I feel like you'll be in a position where your intuition is really paying attention, and you can see who adds to your life and who takes away from your life too. I feel like that's definitely what this justice is about here. So let's go through and clarify a little bit and see what we come up with. Please clarify this Page of Pentacles here for Libra for love from October 1st to the 31st. Okay, so on top of the Page of Pentacles, we have the Three of Wands. So that's awesome momentum there, because the Three of Wands is somebody, like the way that I always think about the Three of Wands is, okay, I put in my package order on Amazon and I see that it's shipped, but it's gonna just show up between this date and this date. So I know it's coming. I know it's on its way. I did everything I was supposed to do, so it's on its way. I just don't know exactly which day it's gonna be there. That's what I feel like this Three of Wands is. It's that anticipation of knowing that you're on the edge of something coming into or getting that reward. It is like the Two of Wands is somebody who's deciding a course of action between two options. Well, in the Three of Wands, they've decided the course of action. They've taken the first step toward it and now waiting for what they've put into it to come to them. And on top of this Page of Pentacles, I feel like that's very long-term stability type of energy. So you could be dealing with a fire sign, but somebody is looking at the progression of things. That's what this message is with the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. It's a progression. It's progression in the long term that's moving in the right direction. It's moving toward this goal. So it's very positive type of energy there. Please clarify this Two of Pentacles here for Libra for love from October 1st to the 31st. What is this Two of Pentacles about here for Libra? Please clarify this Two of Pentacles for Libra. What is this Two of Pentacles about for love for October 1st through the 31st, 2017? Woo! I'm going to do that again because I just dropped a bunch of them. It wasn't like they were jumping. Just because I have butterfingers. Please clarify this Two of Pentacles here for love for Libra. No. Please clarify this Two of Pentacles here. Please clarify this Two of Pentacles here for Libra for love from... Okay. So on top of the Two of Pentacles, we have the Ace of Cups. So it may be that you're dealing with a water sign. Ace of Cups could definitely be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. But on top of this Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups does represent a new beginning being available on an emotional level. It could be that you have an opportunity, and I keep coming back to finances on this for you, Libra, but you may have an opportunity where you are able to perhaps look at another position financially, or look at could be a new venture, it could be you starting your own type of business, it could be something that is a bit of a change though that speaks to you on an emotional level. So for some of you, there is a new opportunity available regarding something that will affect you on the day-to-day level, like finances or stability. It could be something that you're able to really throw yourself into, like emotionally, and you may be passionate about. But I feel like it's kind of like you need to decide between the effect that it will have perhaps on the relationship and how important that is, and then for your own happiness or your own emotional fulfillment, or fulfillment on that level of doing your life's purpose. For a lot of you, you could be in between those things, trying to figure out which one is going to be the best decision for you. It could be that you're not quite sure whether taking this on is going to be good for you or bad for you. So but I feel like there's an opportunity this Ace of Cups represents an opportunity for things to either progress emotionally, like in a very positive way, or because it has this Two of Pentacles under it, or you could let fear get the best of you and maybe not move forward in that. The Two of Pentacles could also be somebody who is, again, that if somebody is juggling two people or juggling between two people, that Ace of Cups indicates that there's a renewal or a spark of that emotion in regards to one of those two people that may lead them more toward that direction. So I don't know if it's you or the other person who might have more than one option available to them, but somebody is recognizing one option over the other option, I feel like, for some of you. Now, the Ace of Cups is also a new beginning, can be like a re-beginning too emotionally, and it can be feeling like, okay, I know how to get on top of this stability, this long-term, dynamic that I have where I'm juggling constantly. I really need to get on top of that. So it could be that they're pouring their heart and soul and emotions toward work during that time because their ultimate goal is to balance everything for the two of you. So that could be you or the other person. And literally, honestly, it could be you who is deciding to step away from the relationship entirely because there's just too much going on here too, and that's where the Six of Swords comes in. So some of you may be stepping away, albeit temporarily, I feel like, entirely for a little while to regather or to try something new. It could be that, I don't know who this is for specifically, but it does come in pretty specific. It could be, I feel like somebody is in a position where a relationship is holding them back from going forward with this leap of faith or a dream, or you have an opportunity available to you and you have perhaps hesitated on that opportunity because you don't want to affect the relationship. But I feel like this message, whoever this is coming through to, is saying that go ahead and take that leap of faith. It'll come out in your favor, but go ahead and do that. Don't put things that will bring you happiness in the long run and long term on the back burner just because there's somebody that you have feelings for or somebody that you don't want to lose. Don't do it over fear of loss. I don't know who that's for, but I feel like that's very powerful, like telling you don't do this over fear of loss, because it's almost like it's saying that's fake, that's not real. That doesn't even really exist. There isn't actually a fear of loss here. It's like move forward with your dreams and then let things fall back into place. So for some of you, I don't know who that's for in particular, I'm sorry, but that is coming through pretty strongly here. Please clarify this Six of Swords. On the flip side, it could be saying, Libra, not to let anybody sacrifice their dreams there on that too. I'm sorry, I keep dropping the cards, but I feel like that could be saying either to you or the other person not to sacrifice an opportunity that's coming that may perhaps take either you or them away from the coupledom of the relationship. I don't know if it's coupledom. Don't let that take that dream get in the way, don't let the relationship get in the way of that dream, because that will make the two of you, or I feel like the relationship, the connection, stronger in the long run if somebody has the freedom to go after that dream. So it could be indicating to you too, I don't know if it's you or the other person, but somebody needs to move forward with this, because they need to know. They need to know what would happen if they go after this opportunity. So for some of you. Okay, please clarify this Six of Swords here for Libra. For love from October 1st to the 31st. What is this Six of Swords about here? Please clarify this Six of Swords here for the sign of Libra for love from October 1st to the 31st, 2017. What is this Six of Swords about here? Yeah, so on top of the Six of Swords, we have the Tower. Now, I feel like what this is saying, again, the Six of Swords is moving away from these stormy waters or this disruption toward calmer waters. And because that Tower is on top of it, I know for a lot of us, with the way that things have gone, as far as the weather, and these, for a lot of you who have been hit by these hurricanes, and for a lot of destruction that has gone on in this world, the earthquakes, hurricanes, things like that, that is very, very real when it comes to the Tower. And I feel like it's this process of, you know, once that storm has come through and obliterated everything, that's where the Six of Swords comes in. It's like moving forward, moving away from, okay, the initial impact has come. Now where do we go from here? And I use that as an example, but it's not particular. It's not saying just those circumstances here. I feel like for a lot of you, Libra, there is something very shaking that takes place. It could be too that you even find out that somebody is juggling two people at this time, and you could be the one who's saying, I'm not going to put up with that crap. And that's why you're moving away from it. And that's why this Fool card is here, is taking that leap of faith, because it's having that leap of faith in yourself and your own worth, knowing what I'm worth. And I'm not going to sit and tolerate that. It could also be, though, to be real, it could just be the emotional fallout of allowing somebody to chase their dream, or you going to chase your dream, because it is something that affects you emotionally to have to be apart from this person or apart from the relationship. So that could be what it is too for some of you. But I do feel like it's the Tower comes in and shakes everything up, and then the Six of Swords is you right away recognizing that, okay, this destruction that's come in, what can I do about it? I can move my crap away from this, or I don't need to tolerate this. I don't need to take this anymore. I can distance myself from it and start moving toward balancing things for myself. Tower card can represent Scorpio too. So if you're dealing with a Scorpio, it could literally be you or them taking, again, temporarily moving away from the relationship. It could be permanent for some of you, but I do feel like it's pretty temporary in this particular spread here. It could also just be things, you know, there could be kind of this financial bottom drops out too, where this Tower card is indicated, because there has been quite a bit of balancing act going on with this Two of Pentacles. Somebody could be really struggling, and things could, you know, it could be that you don't make ends meet and have to find another way of looking at things too. Please clarify this Fool card here for love for Libra from October 1st to the 31st, 2017. What is this Fool card about here? And on top of the Fool card, we have the Four of Cups. Now, again, the Four of Cups is kind of, it's this blindness to things that are right in front of you, but it's also a card of contemplation. What it is that I need to be emotionally fulfilled. Like, it could be somebody really deep in thought about what it is that they need. Somebody could be, again, moving away from these stormy waters towards calmer waters. And as this Fool card comes out, it could be literally putting yourself out there to try and discover what it is that fulfills you emotionally. It could be this new lighthearted, fun type of energy that comes in with the Fool, but the Four of Cups is somebody who's really, really, you know, truly trying to find out what it is that drives them emotionally, or what it is that makes them feel alive emotionally. Because the Four of Cups can also indicate somebody who's just kind of meh, they're in a slump, they're in a, you know, it's like a blah. It could be sometimes, you know, and I think a lot of us have been in this position too. Sometimes it presents itself as somebody who's been in a relationship and just lost the spark or whatever, and maybe feels like they're not sure that this is what they want anymore, and it takes this process of rediscovery too. So that could be you or the other person, but the Four of Cups is feeling kind of like, okay, I need to meet my emotional needs first. And I feel like that's where this Fool card comes in. Something that you can really pour your heart and soul into. That's what you're kind of longing for, I feel like. So that comes in to, pretty strong to me there, that some of you may be in this position of trying to really truly really truly figure out how to fill this void. Or that could be you or the other person, but I feel like that's definitely some pretty strong energy there. And on top of the Fool, again, is that feeling of, I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I know I'm going to get there. So it could be that you just go with it during that time to, you know, see what's out there, see what drives you. Please clarify this Four of Swords here for Libra for love from October 1st to the 31st, 2017. Please clarify this Four of Swords here. Please clarify this Four of Swords. Please clarify this Four of Swords here. Okay. Okay, and then on top of the Four of Swords, we have the Page of Cups. So again, it's this, you have to take this it's like a forced rest. After this Tower, it makes perfect sense that there's like a forced rest or this period of really having to take a break from things to regroup mentally, because it's almost this overloading type of an energy. But then on top of that, we have the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups, again, is that it's something to pour your heart and soul into. It could be you or the other person. It could be a love offer coming in. You may have a water sign. Again, I do pick up quite a bit of water here, or you could be dealing with an earth sign. I mean, it can be any sign, but I feel there's a lot of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces for a lot of you. That seems to be coming through pretty strongly. And then you could be dealing with a Capricorn or Taurus or a Virgo, but I do feel like, I mean, it can be any sign. It could even be a fire sign because we do have the Three of Wands, but I feel like there's very strong water energy here, so there's a lot of emotional stuff going on right now. And this Page of Cups comes in and it's this offering. It's an offer of either emotional support or love, or could be an actual love offer or apology from somebody. But on top of that Four of Swords, I feel like it's this, you really are still thinking about how much you believe that, or how much does that make sense to me? How much do I think that this is sincere, or is this somebody that I'm even interested in? For some of you, it's kind of, am I even interested in this? But I do feel like that Page of Cups comes in again after this Four of Cups as something that does spark you on an emotional level. So something, it could be an opportunity. It could be an opportunity for like a do-over or a new beginning in love. Like I said, if this is temporary and somebody distances themselves, then y'all could be talking again with this Page of Cups coming in. But I also feel like for some of you, it's finding something other than a relationship to throw your passion and emotions toward, because it could be, again, with this Fool card underneath that Page of Pentacles, I feel like some of you may be chasing after a long-term type dream that starts to be able to fulfill you a little bit, or that excitement comes in, like you can feel where you're going and know that it's going in your favor for some of you. But for some of you, there is a love offer that's coming back in, or a reunion perhaps coming back in. Please clarify this Justice card here for Libra, for love from October 1st to the 31st, 2017. Please clarify this Justice card here. The Page of Cups also can represent maybe seeing somebody's true colors, because it could be that there's some like heavy flirtation going around too, since it's under this Page of Pentacles, that Page of Cups and this Ace of Cups. Again, you may have a water sign coming in and they're making an offer of love to you, but it could be too that you are seeing finally how somebody really is, perhaps. But then on top of this Justice card, you have the Knight of Wands. So some of you may have a fire sign coming in who actually starts to take action towards you. This could be a love offer from perhaps a fire sign, or it could be a love offer it could be an offer from any sign, but the wands behind this indicates that this guy comes in fast. This energy comes in fast. It's kind of like, oh, I mean, crap, they were serious. I better go after this person. It could be that for some of you, or you may have a new fire sign coming in. And I feel like with this Knight of Wands coming in, he's incredibly charming, and it's very, very fast. He can be a little bit reckless, though. But since it's on top of this Justice card, like, you see the truth of it right away. So for some of you, you'll be seeing the truth of somebody being a player, or a real, like, way too flirty, way too flaky, way too hot and cold. Like, you're not going to deal with that anymore. And yeah, it might suck a little bit emotionally, but you finally see it for what it is. Or there could be this very passionate and hot love type offer coming into you that you really have to work hard to see, you know, what it is that you truly want out of it. Because that Justice card, again, is you recognizing the truth of a situation, and you recognizing the truth for yourself and the truth of the situation with the other person. So I really feel like it's a very large amount of the positive energy at the end of this reading, where you really are in your element and you're able to see things for what they are. And there's a lot of momentum that's building up here toward the end of this. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen. But let me know. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, thank you so much for your patience, and I'll speak with you soon.